I want a Birkin 25. I want it to be in the color vert cricket. It's got to have Togo leather, Togo, Togo, gold hardware, and that is all I want. Do not bring me out anything else. All right, babe. We'll see. Hey guys, my name's Connor and welcome back to my channel, The Closet. If you are stopping by for the first time, welcome. My channel is a platform where I like to share my thoughts, views, opinions on anything within the luxe world, and I'm also a bit of a self-proclaimed Hermès expert. Now, during the week on my business account for Conrad's Closet, I popped up a, I forgot what it's called, a Instagram story, and I asked, does anyone have any Hermès related questions that they would like the answer to? And I was inundated with amazing questions from lots of the followers. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to pop it all in a YouTube video so then everybody gets to see. Now, I responded to everyone who asked me questions and I said, tune into my next YouTube video, which will be uploaded on Saturday. Also, if you are new to my channel, I upload videos every Saturday night. Now, I live in Australia, so for the Australians, it gets uploaded Saturday night around 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for my American followers, the video, I think for you guys, it's Saturday morning Eastern Time at around 9, 10 a.m. Now, let's get started because there's a lot to get through. So the first question I got was, will Hermès allow you to purchase a key and lock and clochette separately? And the answer to that question is yes, they will allow you to purchase those separately, but you must have a bag that matches that. So for example, if you have a Birkin 30 with palladium hardware in like noir, black, and you go into Hermès and you say, I would like to order a replacement padlock and key and clochette for my Birkin, they will look at your Birkin and they will say, okay, it's black, it's got palladium hardware. They will put in the order then to Paris for the replacement clochette and the padlock and the key in palladium. They won't let you order a gold key and gold padlock for a palladium bag, and then they won't let you order a clochette for a bag that you don't have in that color. So they won't let you order one in like blue atoll or something like that. Hermès can be a bit tricky with those sorts of requests because they want to ensure that you're actually ordering it for your own bag and you're not ordering it for the purpose of studying it for like counterfeits or whatever. They also want to make sure that you're not buying them to then resell at a profit as spare parts. So they can do a bit of digging, like where did you get your bag? Do you have the receipt? Where did you buy it from? And of course, you are allowed to have a pre-loved bag, which you don't have the receipt for, and you're allowed to walk into an Hermès boutique and order this for your bag, but they can ask you a few questions around that. With regards to the price, I'm not sure how much the clochette would cost, but I know to get a padlock and the 2 sets of keys ordered in, it's about, I think it's 800 or 850 Australian dollars. So it's a bit expensive, but you know, it is what it is with that. But yeah, you can order in parts for your Birkin like that. The next question is, how do some resellers on the pre-loved market obtain like brand new bags, whether it be Birkin or Kelly, fully in the bag, in the box, never touched? Like, how are they able to get this? And basically, the short answer is, there are certain resellers who have relationships with high-profile clients, and they basically have an understanding or an agreement where if such high-profile buyer for Hermès is able to request a bag that this reseller is then going to give to a client who has asked for it, the person who's getting the bag from Hermès will be able to get X amount for that sale. So say me, Connor, have a relationship with a reseller. That reseller has gone to me and said, Connor, for your next bag, can you please ask for a Birkin 25 in Cray gold hardware because I have a client who wants it and they're willing to pay $35,000 for it. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. So I'm already in Hermès, I'm already buying bags. I don't need any more Birkins or Kellys for my own collection. So I've gone to my SA, I want a Birkin 25 in Cray with gold hardware, or rose gold hardware, even better. And you know, 4 or 5 months later down the track, the SA gives it to me. I then go, sweet, don't even touch it. I give it straight to that reseller. They then sell it to their client for $35,000 and I've only paid $14,000 or $15,000 for that bag. No worries. I get my profit. So that's how it kind of works. And I'm talking about high profile clients. Generally, a lot of the big resellers are in Asia, and the amount of money that goes through in those countries with these high-end boutiques, and it's not just Hermès, of course, it's Chanel, Louis Vuitton. It's big dollars. It's big dollars. And they're, I've heard that the quota bag thing doesn't even exist. Like some people can get 3 or 4 bags a year. So it's just a completely different ball game, but generally that's how it works. I got a lot of questions about how much does a Birkin 30 or Birkin 35 cost in Australia, and it's tricky to find the exact price details unless you've either personally gotten one this year or somebody who has and you've seen it on the receipt. But for pricing of bags, what I always like to do is Google Hermès bag prices 2021 purse forum. Then when you see the link in Google for the purse forum, click on that and go right down to the bottom, and it'll have like page 1, 2, all the way up to like 40 or whatever it is. Click on the very last page, and that is the most up-to-date page of prices. That has a register of every bag that Hermès makes, and whoever is a member of the purse forum has purchased a bag wherever it may be in the world, they've then uploaded the price they paid for it and the respected currency. So it's got euros, it's got Australian dollars, it's got US dollars, it's got Japanese yen, it's got all different currencies, and you can get lucky a lot of the time and find somebody who's paid in Australian dollars for a Kelly or a Birkin, and that's the easiest way to kind of find it online. Now, we're a bit disadvantaged in Australia because obviously not everybody knows about that, so they're not uploading that information, or someone hasn't bought that bag yet, or whatever it may be, but I normally check that first. From memory, I know I've seen a receipt for 2021 from a Birkin 35, and I believe it's in the $18,000 park, like 18,200 or 18,400. It's like just below the mid 1800s from memory for Togo leather. That's for Togo leather. So yeah, it's a lot of money. So much money, but it's so worth it. So then I can only assume that a Birkin 30 is just below that. Maybe it's 17 and a half or whatever it may be, but that's the best way to do it. Next question was, what is my most disliked Hermès color? I don't know if I have a color where I look at it and I'm like, I really don't like that color, but it's gonna have to be in the red family. I'm just not a big red person, and there's a few Hermès reds that I'm like, really? Is that the color you picked? But I'm gonna probably say, and it's like honestly a heritage color, but probably Rouge H. I'm just not a fan. It's too, I don't know, not me. It's just like a burgundy red, and I feel like it's a bit boring. And I know it's an older color, so it was back around the blue jeans and, a taupe days when they were just the main standard colors, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan. And speaking of things that I dislike with Hermès, what is my most disliked Hermès bag? All right, this one was easy because I really don't like this bag. It's just not really, I don't think of Hermès when I look at it, and it's I actually don't even know if this is a name. I'll put a photo up though. It's called like the Mosaic 2424 or something like that. Even the name I don't like. I think of like old lady mosaics or something, but it's just not Hermès. I feel like they just kind of made that bag and were like, oh, that'll do. It did not do. I can assure you it did not do, because I'm not impressed. I had a question around Hermès colours and whether or not a specific colour was the correct name or if it was an actual colour. And what I also like to do when I'm looking for a colour or finding the correct name or finding the colour code is doing exactly what I did with the pricing thing. So I go on Google, I search Hermès colour codes, the purse forum, and same thing, it brings up a register of every Hermès colour that's recorded in that register, and look, 95% of them are there, and it has the color code next to it. Now, if you've never seen the Hermès color codes, I don't know in Australia if we, oh no, we do. On the receipt with some bags, it'll have a little code on the receipt, and it'll be like 9P or C4 or something like that. It'll be a letter and a number, and that represents the color that Hermès have produced. When you're shopping in the pre-loved market, especially within the Asian market, they will have the Japanese Hermès tag, and that always has the code on it. So if you're looking for a color that you've seen, go onto that color registry. It'll bring them all up, and then you can narrow down your search. So you can there'll be all the blues, all the pinks, all the oranges, all the greens, all the neutrals. So if you're like, I'm pretty sure it's this color, you can find it and then Google it. If it's not, move down the search and find the corresponding color that you think it could be as well. So it's a great way to kind of educate your memory around the colors that Hermès produce. It's a great way if you're new to the brand and you're looking at colors, it has the official names of it on there. And I would strongly recommend, joining that thread, so you're always updated whenever they post a new color in there. A question I also got was, will Hermès start producing more user-friendly bags? And from that question, I took that as like more functional. And what springs to mind when I hear that instantly is the Kelly Cellier bag, because for those who own a Kelly Cellier bag, you'll know what I'm talking about, but that bag is not that functional, and it's quite hard to get in and out of. It's more of a silhouette statement bag that looks great, feels good on, but in terms of functionality, it's probably not the best bag to get. Traditionally, Kelly Cellier bags are in Epsom leather, so it's a very structured, rigid bag, and with the flap that goes over the front of the Kelly, that is very stiff. So you can imagine lifting up that flap to reach in, and then because the bag is Cellier and it's like an accordion styled, like it's petitioned in, and then it has the sangle that threads all the way through the sides of it, opening it, it's very stiff. And especially when you've got a Kelly 25, owners of that will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very stiff, and you just want to lift that up, reach in and grab something out, and you've got a watch on, or what, it's just a bit, it's not functional in my opinion. It's probably just a bit hard, and I'd guess it's more of an evening bag, probably not something you'd take out shopping or things like that. So in terms of that question, that's good for, like, that's what I think of when people say that Hermès bags aren't functional or user-friendly. They do have a lot of bags that are user-friendly. Like, I reckon the Evelyn is quite user-friendly. I reckon a bigger size Birkin's, not the 25, but 30, 35, they're quite user-friendly because most people just keep it open and it's like a tote bag where you can go in and out. But I don't think Hermès really care if their bags are user-friendly or not. They just make them, and they're like, take it or leave it. So, it is what it is, but I don't think they have any plans to be listening to the people anytime soon. The next question I got is, what should my first Hermès bag be? That's a great question. And I probably, putting aside, I don't know, the needs or your lifestyle choices or what you're willing to spend or what you want to get out of a bag, but I would probably recommend somebody who is new to Hermès. I would start with some small leather goods like the Bastille coin purse, Calvi card holder, even a belt, something in the small leather goods range to get you a good indication of the colors, the types of leathers, because primarily the small leather goods are produced in leathers that the common Hermès bags are made in, like Evelyn's and Gypsiers and all them. So I would recommend that. So you get that feel for Epsom, you get that feel for Chev, you get that feel for Evercolor, and that's probably the best way, because you don't want to commit to buying in a bag. And we're not talking, it's not like a plastic shopping bag. It's like a leather Hermès bag. So it's expensive, and you don't want to just be frivolously spending money on something that you might not like or it might not work for you. So definitely start with the small leather goods and then work your way up. That's what I would do personally. The next question I got is, why is it so hard to get a Hermès Birkin and an Hermès Kelly? And that is basically because Hermès purposely limit the supply chain for those types of bags. Whether they make them but slowly release them, or they purposely don't keep up with the demand, I don't know what the exact ins and outs and the logistics of it is, but it's basically the equivalent of what De Beers do with diamonds. I think De Beers own all the diamonds still. I could be wrong. But that sort of principle, like they say that if the whole world supply of diamonds were released, then diamonds would be worthless. And so you can imagine if everybody was able to get a Birkin or a Kelly when they went into Hermès, there would be no resale market. There would be no, elusiveness. There would be no secrecy. That it would just be a bag, and they would sell on the pre-loved market for less than the retail. They wouldn't, be an investment bag. So it's that principle. And also it's like a bit of pride, and it's a bit of a kind of, like we are Hermès and you can't just get one of our bags. You've got to have a relationship with us and blah, blah, blah. So it's that whole kind of principle. Also, they use it as a marketing tactic. So, it's all hush, but basically, you've got to spend in the store, you've got to buy homewares, you've got to buy fine jewelry, you've got to buy watches, and then you will be offered a bag. So it's like, of course, this isn't facts, it's speculation, but, yeah, let's call it as it is. But it's that they use it for a marketing tool as well, so they're able to get a lot of their items that they might not necessarily be able to push, they're able to get them sold. And lastly, what is an Hermès bag that not everybody might know about that you love? This would happen to be the Kelly Lacus. And for those who are unfamiliar, I'll pop a photo up. But the Kelly Lacus is basically a more edgier, street style, I guess you could call it, version of the Kelly. And it's got the zips on the front. Normally it's in swift leather with canvas as the pockets. And it's just a good play on the classic, and I feel like it fits in a bit more with my style. It's not so formal. It's a bit more playful, and it's definitely a bag that you don't see come up very often, and people don't really know about it. You can, like if you've been offered to do a special order bag with Hermès, you can order a Kelly Lacus. Very rarely will they get them in. They're very, very, very rare, and they're very expensive on the pre-loved market as well. I think the last time I saw one, it was like $25,000 or something ridiculous like that. And they're traditionally in the bigger sizes like Kelly. I think they start at Kelly 32 or Kelly 35, maybe. It might actually be 35. So they're quite a big size bag, but there's something about it. I just love the zips, and I love the pockets on the front, and I love the hybrid of the two leathers. So it's definitely a bag that I would kill to have. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my Hermès Q&A video. If you have any more questions, pop them down in the comments or reach out to me via my social media platforms. If you have any video topics you'd like me to do in future, please reach out. But thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.